Okay, guys, so welcome again. Nice to see, well, a few of us. It was a little bit late getting on today because as I put the computer on, Zoom decided to update itself. So it took me, I don't know, I was about 3 or 4 minutes late getting on. So apologies for that. A few people might have tried to come on and come off again, but never mind. It was just saying, Pete, you went to Southampton, didn't you?
I did, mate. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How was it?
Um, Bit of a groundhog day, to be honest. Um, keeps seem to be giving the same goal away every time.
Excuse
Not
me.
um,
Yeah,
not so,
but
uh, the press isn't there that it should be. They had too much space on the edge of the box. Started slowly.
I
Um,
think, like, for me, like watching it. Obviously, it is different, but you're still watching the same game.
yeah.
Um, we do seem to sort of, I don't know, like we had a bit of a stuttering start, but I think something you've got to say is that we're playing against a really good team.
Oh, 100%. And like I say, this is the championship in it. Anyone can beat anybody. A lot of people have got strong home records anyway. We ain't going to be the only team that's going to go to Southampton and get beat. What I think is getting a few people annoyed now is the fact that we seem to be making the same mistakes all the time. I'm sure Chris Davies don't turn around to the players and say, right, just sort of like sit back and don't get within 5 yards of their players. Start slowly and
I
invite.
think that only happened at the start. I mean, like Armstrong's goal was, like they just backed off him. And I mean, what annoyed me yesterday more than anything else was, me, I'm always going to defend them because I think, I personally think that the way he plays football is the right way to do it. But it's like I said yesterday, if you're going to throw 8 or 9 men forward, you're going to get caught out at the back. It's just how it is. It's just that's how you play. And it happened to Southampton as well. When they were streaming forward, we caught them the same. They play a very similar way to us. I just think they got a better squad of players. You can't make a player better than he is. You can get the best out of him. But I think yesterday it was sort of. Hey, Angus has got his camera today. I think we'll see what he looks like. Angus, hello. That's a nice shirt, son. What's that then, Clive? What's that? There he is, looking at. Oh, Angus, where's your spy hat?
I ain't got me yet, son. How we doing? You okay?
Yeah, mate. Are you
Yeah, I'm fine.
good? Nice to see you. We
Thank
just
you, mate.
look. This is Angus. Look, Clive. What are you
Whoa!
on?
How we doing? You okay?
What shirt is that, Clive?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
mate.
It's SC Hammarby in Sweden.
Oh,
Um,
very nice.
it's near Stockholm. My son, as you know, has been in Stockholm, Sweden for 4 years. We're fortunate that my grandson is going up as a Birmingham City supporter. I'll show you a photo later. Um, and Matthew loves the football, but it goes where he can, but it's like at Birmingham as a list for the season tickets. And the local team, he forced to support the local team, FC Hammarby. So,
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, my local team here is Elche,
yeah.
and we had a great season last season because we got promoted.
Well,
But
I think
Elche are a bit
Hammarby,
like Blues. They're up and down. Or they go up, they come down. They go up, they come down.
yeah, I think Hammarby are in Europe. I think they're qualified for Europe. I don't know if anyone can check that because I'm not good on a computer, but I think they're qualified for Europe this year.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, the reason I asked you is because Alchi's shirt is green and white as well.
Mm.
Yeah, I was saying, Pete. Sorry, we were just talking about yesterday's game. Just you know what we think of it. I mean, it's frustrating. It was frustrating for me last night because I was having to handle like so many negative. No, and I don't mind. Look at some of the posts I left on, and it's like Kyogo couldn't score from 2 yards. What's he doing? But what dumb your head was and I knew it was going to happen. The slagging off of Beadle. Now to me, the second goal, he could have had a stronger hand. It went through his hand, but somebody didn't see it till the last minute. If you look at the replays, apart from that, I thought he had a great game. I mean, he made some fucking brilliant saves. But this
Yeah,
lad pissed me off because he said the very first thing he went into was Beadle. Goals number 2 and 3 were Beadle's fault all day. He wasn't looking like blah blah blah. And then he goes on underneath. He said, "But you have to feel for Kyogo, don't you? I mean, what's this guy got to do to score? I mean, honestly." If anyone has cost us as many points this season as Kyogo, I'll
yeah.
eat my bleeding. He must have had 11. Oh, that's a lovely photo, mate. You sure they related to you?
Yeah.
Sorry? Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude to interrupt you. I never share photos of my grandson on Facebook. Yeah, I just don't like to, but I'm glad I've shared with you guys now.
All right, mate.
I agree with you, Steve, on that the Beatle comments. I mean, I was thinking, I only, I only listen to the commentary, and I thought even though we conceded 3 goals, he was right up there to be man of the match because of the saves he made.
I don't know about what man of the match. Man of the match for Blues, he was definitely up there. I mean, we
No,
we
that's
had
what I
some
mean
pretty good
yeah, that's what I meant for
performances,
Blues.
and I think
Yeah,
when you look when the second half, honestly, like when it went 2-1, then we had guys. Just if you're not speaking, can you just mute your mics so that we don't pop up? Because what happens is, as soon as some noise comes from your mic, you take over the main screen. Um, so, from what I saw, when it went to 2-1, I mean, what a great goal from Dimmy as well. Then it was all hands to the pump, wasn't it? And it was just typical that like they got the third. I think if we just settle down for 10 minutes, I think we go on to get something out of that game, and then everyone would have felt completely differently about it. I think if you're watching it as an outsider, it would have been a really good game to watch. We did look, Pete, and I know what you're saying, we did look a bit unorganised, disorganised at times. We didn't hold our shape very well, but when you're throwing everything forward the way we do, I mean, it's very gung ho the way we play, and you either have that or, yesterday we could have gone to Southampton, gone into a low block and tried to hit them on the break, and I'm certain our supporters wouldn't want that. Although I don't know, listening to the way they complain about the team every time they drop a point of some sort, it's becoming a little bit nauseous.
Yeah, I mean, like my take on it. Just go back to Beadle, like you say, second goal absolutely could have done a lot better, but in the lead up to that, the second goal, there was a lot of standing off, and Southampton players had a lot of space, and there wasn't tackles go. You can trace a goal back to further than the bloke having the shot, can't you?
But
The
was the
same.
goal? Was that goal Aziz's goal, the second one?
Um, yeah, or was it Armstrong's? Wasn't it the one
Well,
that
the
went?
Armstrong one, definitely they stood off him. Definitely. Aziz might have been the first one. Aziz started at Villa, and might know that. He's an Irish kid. But yeah, the Armstrong one, they just backed away from him, and I don't get that at all.
Yeah, and very much so with the third one as well, which we'd got bodies back, but there's no point having bodies back if you're just going to stand off people and not sort of like put challenges in. And then he's done what he did. He saved the first one, and their blokes the quickest to react there. But I'd sort of like I'd liken Blues in a way at the moment, the way we are, a bit like with the England cricket team. It's like this is Blues. This is how we're going to play. Um, and it obviously works at home, and it's fantastic. It's good to watch that that we're having a go, but the stats will tell you that it's not working away from home. So so the you have to sort of like start to think there. Well, are we just going to carry on doing this, or is there going to be a plan B to
Well,
change, to tweak the way we play when we play away from home?
I
Because
think
it,
that I think there's a plan B, Pete. But the thing is, when you say that, like the stats show that it doesn't. I mean, the only stats yesterday that showed that it doesn't work was the goals. Because if you look at every other, I know that obviously it's the main
yeah,
stat, but if you
yeah.
look at every other statistic yesterday, we had a better game than Southampton. We had a higher XG, we had more possession, we had more shots. I think we didn't have as many shots on target, admittedly, but the whole thing was, we had more of the game than Southampton did. Kyogo scores one of those two easy chances. Ducks scores. For me, like Ducks, again, yesterday was bullied, I think. The two centre halves, just, he was nowhere to be seen. Stansfield, Stansfield, whether or not he mixes it up, he's always there, isn't he, doing something? He puts the miles in, Stansfield does. But Ducks, I don't know what he did yesterday. I thought Neumann looked nervy. Cochrane give the ball away. But when you throw them all forward like that, when you've got Neumann and Clara attacking, penetrating into the opposition half, they're
But
going to
but
get, if that ball goes over the top, they get caught out. It's as simple as that.
yeah, but Steve, it's almost like what you've said about the duck there, and I totally agree. The bloke, he's a wonderful player. He can see a game, and if you play the ball into his feet, he can bring people into play. He's great, and it works when we play at home. When we go away, he doesn't offer you. And that's whether you can turn around and blame the service that he gets, but you put anything that's not to his feet, he ain't going to compete for it. He hasn't got any pace or whatever. So that's where you got to start, in my opinion. Um, think about trying to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, but do you think then that I think Docs has only had two really good games, and that those are the two games. Well, he's had three good games. He scored two in one of them. Those are the two consecutive games when we scored four at home. And I think you've got to say he played well away at when we drew 1-1. Where was that? And he scored.
Oh, the Albion,
The
yeah.
Albion. He had a decent-ish game that night. But like against Watford on Monday, I didn't see him really. I didn't think he did anything. I
Yeah,
don't think it's just home. I think it's who he plays against and how
yeah.
they handle him, because you can't expect teams to say, "Oh, it's Doc's like let him play it to his feet." They're not going to do it.
No. So that's the sort of
Yeah,
thing that I'm thinking about with mixing it up a bit away from home, is that things that you can get away with playing at home, you won't get away with playing away. I
so the
mean,
million-dollar question will be, what are you going to do on Tuesday?
well, I might get onto that in a minute. Have you seen some of the Kyogo stuff that got written yesterday?
I only looked in our group, and I removed a lot of it because for everyone last week saying how much I loved him, and then it's like, what's this shit little wanker doing, and blah blah blah. So they're gone straight away. You know that.
Yeah.
What was your opinion of it?
Right. Well, it's quite funny that I mean, a lot of people were seeing what I was seeing as well, as far as the duck there, not to the point of giving him a hard time, but the fact that it wasn't working, and crying out for Kyogo to come on, and then okay, he's got a bit of this sort of like almost. You know what Blues fans are like. We had it with Harry Roberts. We turned his career around at Blues by almost like they become that bad that they become a bit of a cult hero. We did it with Lee Camp as well, didn't we? From being, him making mistakes, the whole crowd absolutely loved him, and Kyogo started to get a bit of that love there. Um, but it was a bad miss yesterday. You can't say that it wasn't. But the funniest thing I seen, I mean, I love him to bits, and I mean, I know he always comes. He'll always have a comment on your things. He's old Harry yesterday. Um, he, he's gone back into Alfie May mode, and he's saying if Alfie May was playing, he would have put them chances. What? How do you know? B, it's and then they're talking about bring Alfie back on loan during the window, get rid of Kyogo. Well, one, Alfie's not coming; it's not going to happen. B, there's nothing to say that Alfie would have put them away. You can think he would have, and you'd hope he would have done, but there's no guarantee that he would. You know what I mean? Oh, can't hear you.
He's played. He scored twice for Huddersfield this season. He can't get in the team.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I've always said it. Like players are always better when they're not in the team, aren't they? You always have a better vision, and very much summed up. People were screaming for Kyogo to come on the pitch yesterday. He comes on, he misses one, and then it's all let's pile into him.
I felt
Um,
sorry for him, like with the second one. Like the first one, it's a one-on-one. He should score it. The second one, when he has literally got the empty goal in front of him,
yeah,
he thought he just had to hit it. Well, it had dropped. It dropped, didn't it? And he couldn't. He didn't strike it properly. It went over the top. But I mean, if he just calms down, he could probably even trap that and roll it in. But I don't know what it is with him. Perhaps I don't know. Like perhaps the Scottish Premier was his level. Because he gets the opportunities. I just don't know why he can't put the ball in the net. And obviously we can't keep just saying, you know, get him up there and get him and try. Someone this morning in one of the posters said Chris Davis has got to start him on Tuesday night. Well, why?
yeah. And well, the other side of it, Steve, it's not that easy. People saying, "Oh, well, yeah, I've had enough now, seen enough. Let's get rid of him." And
He's got a contract.
yeah, he's on big money there. And B, you've got to want somebody to come in for him and take him offers anyway. So that's all sort of like pie in the sky. I I very much on about mixing it up and whatever. I mean, I'd think about playing Linden from the start on, or give him a bit more of a role, going back to his old stamping ground there. He's a man who's obviously wants to put himself in the shop window. The way QPR are, they're quite a big, strong, physical side anyway. And
Yeah.
I would think about giving him a bit more of a role to play on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't think going forward, we attack really well. We get bodies forward. I
Yeah.
think one of the things at times is we look ragged in the middle. Some of the players sometimes didn't know where they were on the pitch. That's sort of how it looked. But having said that, you've got to look at the opposition. Southampton have got like 15 million pound players sitting on the bench. I mean, people go on about Stansfield costing 20 million or whatever. They've got a team loaded with Premier League players. Um, Will still couldn't get a tune out of them, but this guy has. They've won 5 out of 6.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, we got two very winnable games coming up. QPR on Tuesday and Charlton on Saturday. I thought it was a big bonus that Jay and Clara never picked up a booking, so they're okay for that.
Yeah,
If you offer you 6 points out of 9 from Southampton, QPR, and Charlton, a lot of people would have.
yeah, yeah. But
Uh,
we ain't got them yet though.
no, we haven't. But I mean, with QPR, it depends what QPR turn up, doesn't it? They they're very much the blow hot and cold, didn't they?
Yeah.
Albion gifted them 2 goals yesterday. Um, you'd hope that if we're actually at it, um, we've got half a chance there. I think they're
I fancy us in every game we play because we're good foot. We play nice football against QPR. What did you think? I'll tell you who I thought made a difference when he came on. Robinson. I
very
thought,
much. Well, I've just read that Cochrane said he's got a bit of an injury and he's an injury doubt. And I mean, there's a few moans about him now. I mean, he was sort
I
of
know,
like,
yeah,
um, you can't get away from it. He was one of the ones who he was backing off players as well, and that almost like seems to be his style of defending is to not get tight to people. But he went through that purple patch, and he adds so much to our game with his getting the ball in the box.
yeah.
Doesn't he? His crossing is fantastic, and when you got a bloke to aim at who's going to put himself about, it's very it's part of our armory, isn't it?
He's got
But
a really good left foot, Cochrane, but I think the reason he stands off players is when a player goes outside of him, he hasn't got the pace, so he
no,
has to stay wide so that he doesn't go past him. That's Cochrane's problem. He just ain't quick enough. He's not a foot. He definitely wouldn't be a Premier League player. He'd get murdered. Not like Kyogo has got the pace. Although you don't think of him as being a pacey player, he's quick. Laird's quick, but what a Cochrane's fault is he just ain't quick enough. But I thought when Robinson come on, he just seemed to add an extra dimension to the team. He wasn't scared to go forward, was he? Uh,
yeah. Well, I was going to say he hit the post with with
yeah,
the one,
yeah,
didn't he?
yeah.
Now people's already made up their mind on it. Don't get me wrong; it was absolutely stupid what he did against Hull.
Idiot.
Absolutely, nonsensical. But are you going to go through the whole season now saying if somebody makes one balls up, that's it? They're finished.
Well, they're all saying that he's shit. Well, he's not. He's actually quite a good centre half. The reason I say that is because he was stupid. He acted stupidly for a moment, and he
Yeah,
deserved what he got, and he lost his place because of it. But you got to give the kid a chance. I thought when he came on, he played well. Um, I think Kyogo, when he came on, he gets into the positions, but you got to score those goals, and you can't just keep playing him and saying he's going to score. I mean, we're halfway through the season nearly, and he just isn't scoring, is he? So I think we get a striker in January. I'm almost certain we will. And
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I'd be okay with Robinson playing on Tuesday night. Wouldn't well starting on Tuesday night.
yeah, I think he will. I'd rather have him there than Cashin, although I think Cashin's had a little bit more experience at left back. I don't know. I think Robinson has played left back quite a bit for Sheffield United. I think he
He-
played left back for them
yeah.
against us, didn't
Well, they used to play with a three at the back, didn't they? Sheffield
he?
United, and
Yeah, and the two centre backs were wingers.
that's it. Yeah,
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 yeah. Because Southampton had a weird setup yesterday. They sort of played the whole game with a 3-3-3-1. Sort of, so they had the extra man in midfield all the time in possession and out of possession. I think it's quite a brave way to play, but it worked for them.
yeah,
That kid from Villa looked quite good when he come on. Aziz is sharp. Armstrong, he's been around the block he's a Premier League player. Um, they're just a good side. I don't think you can argue with that. Southampton are a good team, and the manager's gone firing, and you win 4 games out of 5 in the Championship, and you're going to go right into the top 6, aren't you?
but I mean, like I say, look around the league yesterday. Okay, it's all tightened up and anything. We're still eighth. Um,
That's mad, isn't it? And
what you
Coventry got beat by Ipswich 3-0, didn't they? I mean, I'm glad about that.
Yeah, exactly. Like that which was going to come on to my point there about like with the Championship, you've got Ipswich. They go away and lose at Oxford. They were losing until the last kick of the game up at Blackburn, and just scored an injury time equaliser there, and then get at home and they go and flipping pump Coventry. Teams are strong at home.
I think they're a bit like us, Ipswich, to be honest. You know, they've got the makings of a good team. They play some nice football. They've got some good players, but they're prone to getting beaten. You know, obviously being prone to getting beaten ain't a great thing in football. But you know, so,
Yeah,
you know. But well, I don't know really. I mean, these next two games are really important. If we lose against QPR, then you know what's going to happen with the supporters. I mean, I don't know what's the matter with our supporters. Can't.
I was going to say, Steve, I would say a vast amount of supporters of Birmingham City are fully and 100%, like I am, behind Chris Davis. Now, with Tom Wagner and his people behind the scenes who we perhaps don't see or hear of, who are helping me with money, how patient will Wagner be? Because if they're investing £3 billion, they might want to return quicker than we think. So do they stick with Davis? I think they should, because I think Davis is the future for Birmingham, certainly to get us up right. But how patient, because we don't fully know Wagner and his people who are with him and behind the scenes. All you see is Wagner and so is there going to be a bit of a push on the team saying, look, we want to return quicker rather than later?
I wouldn't judge them.
Sorry?
I wouldn't judge them to the end of the season. Give them the season.
I'm with you, Angus. I like Davis and I want to stick with him. But it's the people with the money who want to return, and they want to be in the Premier League certainly in the next 2-3 years. I think that's we got to be there soon. That's how they'll see. I like Angus on with you.
They want to be in the Premier League now, Clive.
Yeah.
I think the thing, the thing with this is, and it's the way that it's going to work with Blues. They have if you want, they set out a requirement, and it's going to stay like that. So, for instance, the way we play our football, we play with one striker up front, right? So occasionally he tinkers with it, but that's sort of how it is. So if that striker doesn't play well, then we have another striker that we can pop into that position. That's the way it is with Blues, and it's the same with the management setup. I think if the manager doesn't work, they get another manager that plays that style of game. That's how they want it to be, so it's easy to manage, sort of. But I think a lot of this is down to recruitment as well, because when we got promoted last season, the recruitment team's job is to make sure they recruit players that can get out of the Championship, and it will be the same when we get promoted into Premier League. The job will be to recruit players that are going to keep us in the Premier League. The days of taking a Championship team into the Premier League are well gone. It doesn't happen. And if it does, you come straight back down. We've seen that the year before with Sheffield United, Ipswich and Leicester, who all went up. And Southampton, Sheffield United and Leicester, they all went up and they all came straight down. And that I think is what's made this Championship this season so open, because it's full of Championship teams. You haven't got 3 Premier League teams coming down, have we? Like Ipswich went up and played with more or less the same team. I don't think you can do that anymore.
Right. I mean, to me, sort of thing, like as if we're in the mix, if we finish fourth, if we have a bit of a slump and finish 14, that's still the best league position we've been for like 15
20 years,
years.
15 years.
Isn't it? But if you ask any supporter who goes to home games, you can't say that they haven't been treated to some great
Oh,
football,
bloody hell,
winning
it's been brilliant.
goals, and front foot football. All the moaning about possession for possession's sake and whatever. Okay, you could say that, but the Oxford and Swansea games were earlier on in the season. The Ipswich game, that was just sort of like almost like we were running on emotion for that game, weren't we?
It was
And
like a
then
cup game.
yeah, then we started to find our feet. But for the Oxford and Swansea games, we still won them. I mean, there's no better feeling than walking out of a ground when you've won a game.
Winning
So
1-0 is better than losing 3-1. But I think like with those early games, I don't think we really started playing until September, feeling our feet, probably the end of September, and starting to. And I think it's only been the last 5 games when you could more or less pick the team. Because I remember, I mean, Dave Pegg will tell you this, and Clive, if he was on, I think you were Clive at the time, when we talked, we were saying like, well, what's he going to do on Saturday? What teams he going to pick? And you could literally pick six different teams, and you're going to get somewhere near it, but not quite. Well, now you can more or less pick the team. I could more or less pick. Well, I don't know. Like on Tuesday, it's going to be hard because who's he going to play up front? Who's he going to play at left back? But I don't see him changing anything else because I don't think anyone else had a really bad game. I think the two centre halves were a bit, at times. But then again, if you're giving the centre halves a license to go right up the pitch, which he is, you're going to get caught out sometimes.
But, do you think Bright comes into it somewhere? Going back, another one going back to his old stomping ground. QPR put the way they set up, they're all about sort of like getting the ball wide and
Yeah, I think
lumping
they
the.
play. I think I'm going to have a look. I think with Bright, if Bright plays, then you've got to accommodate Tomoki somewhere. And to do that, you've got to drop Pake or you've got to drop Doyle, and you can't drop either of those. Well, you can't drop Doyle, absolutely not. So I don't know. And that's the problem he has, isn't it? I mean, he's got a lot of talented players, and the people you don't want to drop. Um,
Right.
QPR, yeah, QPR play the same system as us, 4-2-3-1. They've got some good players, but they're not like household names. Madsen is nice. They got Burrell up front. We're a better team. They got Kone, of course, who plays the number 10. Because he was at where was
Piece of,
Kone last season?
yeah. Wickham, was it?
Wickham, yeah.
It was
Uh,
wicked.
he's playing the number 10 for them, and he's a good player. But I don't know. It should be a game. They're no Southampton, are they? But
No. Well, but this could, they are the archetypal championship. They blow hot and cold. You don't know what QPR is going to turn up. Hopefully, a cold one turn up, and we're at it. But yeah. So getting back to my long-winded point, so our home form is excellent. It's been nothing but entertainment. Away from home, um,
Blackburn was entertaining. It's a game
the,
they didn't deserve to win, but it was a marvellous finish.
100%. Like I say, Preston, we found a way to win, and I loved that. Like a backs to the wall. I thought, Neumann and Clara stood up to an aerial bombardment, and that was great to watch. The other games that we've lost, though, it is what it is. You can't treat every defeat as a total disaster that's going to shape your whole season. It's a 46 game piece, isn't it? This season.
Yeah, I think as well, Pete, with away games, it was like, say with Bristol City, So Bristol City beat us 1-0, and they just played at home with a low block and beat us on the break. Now, all right, we lost that 1-0 and no one was happy with it and everyone was complaining about it. But it's a game we deserve to win. You don't expect teams at home to put a low block in like that and defend like that. So would you rather see us lose 1-0 at Bristol City like that, or lose like we lost yesterday and go down, really fighting? I mean, no one can deny, and I'm sure that no Southampton fan would say that we didn't go there yesterday with a negative bone in our body. We didn't. We just went for it from the start. But so did they.
Absolutely, and like you say, I'm very privileged that I've been able to be in a position to start to get to some away games this last couple of years. I mean, the only two I've missed this year were Albion and Wrexham because it didn't get down to my allocation level. Of course, you want to win, but I can't say that I've come away absolutely, wanting to rip the whole flipping book up and start again after a defeat. But we'll see where we are at the end of the season.
You see, Pete, when you're in the away end at the moment, right? Like yesterday, does that negativity just filter through? Someone goes, oh, like Kyo goes shit, and everyone else goes, yeah, he fucking is like, and then someone goes, Doyle, what a donkey, get Allsop back, yeah, get on, because that's sort of how it happens, isn't it?
I think it's more on the social media side that the fans that are there at these away games have, there's some who've been there forever and a day, and you shrug your shoulders. Oh well, it's Blues, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Then you'll get on a coach for a journey home. You start looking at the social media, and then you see all the pile on and everything. But just because you're in a position where you're lucky enough to be able to get to a away game, it don't give you a, any more rights than anybody else to think that, it's almost like I saw some people saying, oh, well, I go, I spend all my money going 300 miles and it takes me
It does
40.
my head in, that does. It's like, it's like it's toil. I mean, listen, you're doing something you love doing, and there's a load of the thousands of other people that would jump in your place if you let them.
That is my whole point, Stephen, and I'm glad you're on the same wavelength with me. Count your blessings that you'll be able to do it. It's not at all. Nobody's forcing you to flipping go.
It's
Just
almost like the returning soldier, isn't it? Like, oh Jesus, it was so hard out there today, They come back, they're so pissed they don't know what day it is, like.
oh man, brilliant, yeah.
But Pete, listen, mate, we've done away games for you. I mean, you're still doing them now. Unfortunately, I can't. But I've done away games for years and years and years, and there's no greater privilege than watching Blues away from home. It's always better than watching them at home. And unfortunately, like I'm not in a position to do either at the moment. But down to technology, I can watch every game, and I'm thankful for that. So.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I've done enough waffling. Is Dave and Angus want to have a waffle about Blues? Because there's other stuff I want to waffle about.
Yeah.
But I just said everything in the last couple of minutes, what you said, Peter, and what you said, Steve. Anything in life, I mean, I'm lucky, I'm going to have food today. Later on the street knows I have a gas cider, right? I'm not a millionaire, but I love what I do. I love country music, and I managed to go to Nashville Thursday. This was part of my reason, forgive me for saying this, why I give up my season ticket, because I wanted to see Nashville Thursday. I went 11 times in 12 years. But what you just said, Peter, and you say about going to football, what a privilege that you can be in a position, hopefully I afford to do it on their wages and they don't bother or the end of money, so they're going to get it. whether it's football or anything, always count your blessings because I tell you what, guys, walk around town tonight at 11 o'clock and see people lying in quilts and going cold and whatever. Look at people who are really disabled who can't do what we guys can do, to jump on a train, jump on a bus, go down a booze, go to a pub. So, well, that's lovely what you two just said. Both you and Peter. I admire you both. Thank you for saying that.
Thank you, Clive. Angus, what's your history with going down the blues?
Back in the late 70s, 80s, 90s, even, I was there every game, home, most away matches. Now I'm down in Eastbourne. It's hard for me. But I watch every single game.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I watch every single game. I even watched the ladies' match, which I watched today against Palace. I'm blues through and through, mate. 54 years.
Yeah.
I've been in the bad
You're saying it the same way though, Angus. It's like, 54 years. It does get you like, like it does sort of seem like a toil, but listen, if you've been 54 years, I don't know. Listen, look at Liverpool now, right? Look at their fans now. I know a few Liverpool fans are going mental.
Yep, and I did watch that match last night.
But it was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, but as long as Villa don't win that league, I'll
tell you what, they're playing well.
That's a dirty word in this house, Villa. I've told anyone that comes here, don't mention Villa.
So what's it like down in Eastbourne, Angus?
It's quiet. It's a place, a lot of old people. Beautiful little place, but I work in London 3 days a week. Next week, I won't be on the blog because I've got 6 days travelling up to Guy's St Thomas's Hospital to get the meds and deliver them.
What do you do, mate?
What's that?
What do you do?
I deliver medication for boots from the major hospitals like cancer, leukemia, and all that meds.
Okay.
Even though I'm retired, I've been doing it like 11 years now.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah.
But I still try and make sure I find the time to get on the blog and watch the blues. That's what keeps it going.
Yeah. And Dave's back. Look, I don't really know about your history of watching the blues, Dave.
Well, I started in, I think it was 67 when we moved from Monk's Path to Obsmoat. So it was dead easy. Could jump on the number 50 bus or something like that up the Coventry Road for about tuppence halfpenny or whatever it was. And I mean, my dad's side of the family, they were all Villa fans, apart from my dad, who decides to be a Blues fan.
Mm.
So, of course, with him being a Blues fan, we were Blues fans. But,
that was a lucky escape.
Yeah. But being born in Monk's Path, when Monk's Path was just a few cottages, we never really got to watch football or anything. We used to just be going over the fields and going catching fish and God knows what, adventuring, we used to call it. And then we moved to Hobbs Moat, and then we just got into football, and that was it.
Moved to Hobbs
That was
Moat,
it.
Not beat up.
That was it. We did get beat up as well because we lived right. Get this, we lived next door to Linden High School, right next door to the caretaker's house.
Yeah, I know. School. It's just behind the ice rink, isn't it?
Yeah. So then, me and my brother, God bless us, managed to pass our bloody 11 pluses and went to Tudor Grange Grammar School. And you can imagine wearing Tudor Grange Grammar School uniform and walking past Linden High School. That was that was quite something. But
I spent
luckily,
quite a lot of time up by Tudor Grange School, but more by the girls' school.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Yeah.
They used to wear a nice purple uniform. That was Harold Malley, actually, wasn't it?
That was Harold Malley. Harold Malley was the purple uniform.
Yeah, I like the girls
anyway,
in the purple.
But so we used to go to the Blues all through the 60s, all through the 70s.
Coffee.
Oh, sorry, love. I've just forgotten the wife's coffee. I'll come and do it in a minute. They're just talking to me now.
Yeah, well, they've asked me to go into work early.
Okay, 2 seconds.
All right,
right.
No sweat.
So, hold on.
Okay, we will.
So
Yeah.
yeah, 60s and 70s watching the Blues. Then I joined the army, so I missed late 70s, early 80s. Started going again in the late 80s and early 90s. And then I joined the prison service and I was working lots of weekends then. So
That's sort of, I think everyone's history of being a blues fan, if you're long enough, if you've been watching blues long enough, you deserve a bit of a medal anyway, don't you, really? Because we've
Yeah.
never really done anything.
I've got to go and do this cup of coffee because
All
she's
right,
been
yeah.
called into work. She's been called into work early, and then I've got to take this yampy dog for another walk.
All right, mate, no sweat.
So I'm going to leave now.
Okay, Dave, all the
with
best.
me, Peter, I used to be a ball boy in the late 70s, and more so Peter will know him. I was talking to him Thursday, James Teagle.
But one of my best mates.
Yeah, we were both ball boys and we both wanted to be on the Silton. So we were, me and James were ball boys on the Silton Road for about 7 years. I think I've told you this. Just before James joined us as a ball boy, the ball boys used to get changed in the away players' dressing room. It was like a curtain. So you'd seen the players, Kevin Keegan, he was that era. I'd just seen the back end of Trevor Francis.
Oh, nice. Did you peek through the curtain?
I just realised I was then. Oh my God. So, yeah, we seen the players. I was lucky enough to get, I've still got it somewhere, Johan Cruyff's shin pad, because Johan Cruyff played at the Blues in a friendly. I forgot what it was. We were playing Ajax. I don't know whether it was a testimonial, a pre-season friendly. It was something where we played Ajax, and Johan Cruyff played a part in that game. And I always remember, I don't know whether James Teagle remembers this, the supporters then started to shout, I think I've told you this, Towers, Tony Towers, give us a ride, Towers. And he's done a thing wide to the playing captain. Archie Gemmell, give us a ride. Gemmell, give us a ride. All right. Then the bastards went, ball boy, give us a ride. Ball boy. I went, captain me, I went, wanker.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate. It was something, mate. I've never been the same since. Angus. Never been the same since.
Fine at last.
Steve Perryman from Tottenham Hotspur, he called me a wanker as well. With Blues were beating them 2-1 with a few minutes to go. And again, asked James, as ball boys, we were asked if you were winning with 5 or 6 or 7 minutes left, when we get the ball, throw it in the opposite direction if you can. It was like a bit like, I suppose, the ball boys today. I think it happened to Stoke not long ago, where the ball boys used to clean the ball so they could do the long throw. I think some teams have been brought up about it, but yeah, and I finished away from Steve Perman, and he called me a wanker as well. So it must be true. I must be a wanker.
Yeah, Pete was saying it last week.
Yeah.
Pete, just hearing that there, though, you know what I did notice yesterday? How good Robinson's throwing is.
Yeah, exactly. You
I
know,
forgot about
it's we got to move on from those two sending offs now. If he puts that shirt on,
Yeah.
Whatever colour we're going to be playing in on,
Because as sure as fucking, I don't know, eggs is eggs. One of them two centre halves is going to get a suspension
yeah,
at some point. And you're going to have to, Robinson's going to come in at left-sided centre half, and they're going to have to. And I think he'll probably play. I'd say he's definitely going to play on against QPR. I don't think he'll play Samsted at left back. He could play Bright at left back.
yeah, be
Played
interesting.
there before.
Be a good call, but like you say, he's from his little cameo and the stuff that you hear Davey say about how good Robinson is around the group
Yeah.
and everything. I think he served his punishment. He's been hung out to dry, rightfully so, for his stupidity. But come on,
What was the
let's move
crowd
on.
reaction when he came on?
A bit. Oh, what the fuck? I think a lot of people weren't too bad with Cochrane coming off. Um, it was more of that. Then all of a sudden there was a few, oh, what the fuck's he come on for? What's he brought him on for? Next thing you know, he's in the Southampton area, nearly flipping scoring, isn't
Into
he?
the post, yeah. I wish that
And
had got in because it would have been
yeah,
great for him, wouldn't it?
yeah, as well as us. But
Build a few bridges.
the one thing that I'd just like to move on to a bit now is this sports quarter thing. I don't know if I told you, like Blues had this a
Oh yeah,
display
yeah.
that they put sort of like 10 boards up in one of the hospitality suites and
Carry on,
invited
Pete.
people.
I can hear you all right.
Yeah, they put some boards up in one of the hospitality suites, and they'd invited people to come and have a look about what the plans are for the sports quarter. And it's not until you start looking at these drawings and everything that you realise what a massive area of land that we've brought up. Now, with that, I mean, the biggest selling point for us, obviously, was the stadium and seeing them chimneys flipping going up into the night sky, and we've all flipping, what the hell is that? That's absolutely brilliant, and all the publicity we've got over that. But for the actual sports quarter, the ground and plus all the other facilities that they're going to be putting in, that stadium for the women's team and everything, that could literally fit into a quarter of the land that they purchased. The rest of it, which was what that they're doing for like a survey, is they want to involve the local community to see what sort of things they would like with the rest of that 3/4 of the land near enough. Now, logistically, it's going to be an unbelievable. It's going to take a lot of planning. We're not going to get through the planning permission till about 2027 till we can actually start doing some work on there. But because of the location and everything, you imagine getting everything all on site. It's going to be an absolute flipping nightmare. So it was just really, we've all got excited about seeing this new stadium and everything, but let's not hold our breath now.
Mm.
You know, I can't personally, I can't see it happening with it by 2030. But even that's it's 5 years away. Let, let's sort of like get back and think about the here and now. And by saying that, what I'm on about, people are saying, "Oh well, yeah, we've got to get up into the Premier League straight away now because we're getting in. We're going to be moving into our new home, and we want to be in the Premier League for that." Well, history will tell you that if you go up, you got a lot of chance of coming back down
Mm.
again as well. Um, as long as we're there and thereabouts for when we can actually move in, that's the important date, isn't it?
Did you see?
This,
Did you see them explaining that guy from the design company explaining how it's going to be built?
they're building it off site, aren't they?
Yeah, they're building it in 6 sections off site, and then they're going to transport it in by road. So they're basically going to put footings in and then they're going to bring the ground in from the outside build, which is quite sensible, really, because imagine trying to get all the stuff through the city centre and that. If you can build it somewhere out, not too far away, because they don't obviously transport it that far, but it makes sense, sort of, doesn't it? If you can do it. I didn't know you could do that.
But well, like you say, logistically, you got the old. They're going to be starting building on the Smithfield Market now as well, and that's going to stretch into Digby from town side as well. God knows what flipping
What's going to be on Smithfield?
um more sort of like flats and a green space and stuff like that. But that's a big project as well.
There's the investment in a city with the market and everything you're saying, Pete. It's perhaps one of the biggest investments ever in a city, all in one go,
Yeah,
anywhere. I'm talking about perhaps the Manchester Cities, the Liverpools, um, Celtics, all the big major clubs who you associate this kind of thing with. I mean, if we just sat here 3 years ago and I said to you, Pete, Boots will spend £3 billion on a project, Steve would have shook me out the project, wouldn't I?
he, he would have called you a ball boy.
Um,
Yeah, it's just amazing investment. As I said, perhaps the biggest investment by a football club ever, I think, in this country anyway. Well, one of them.
is it?
I would say so, if they're going to spend that much. I mean, on everything, the infrastructure and everything, the old, not just the ground, but everything. I think it must be one of the biggest investments.
It's
I
obviously
don't,
it's a big, I mean, it's a massive thing because it's government funded as well, isn't it? So
yeah.
and I think you did an absolute brilliant job getting the government funding. It was funny when they run the. Did you see the little bit of video about the tram being run to the sports quarter? Oh, well,
Yeah.
they wheeled your mate out for that, didn't they, Pete?
Yeah, they did, mate. Yeah, yeah. Or for the two stops that they managed to put in 10 years, isn't it?
I wonder what's happened to the poster boy. He's gone missing.
He has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I,
If you
I, I
don't know who we're talking about, guys, we're talking about Suk Singh, who is
yeah.
the head of the OSC. He seems to have done a Gary Cook.
Oh, he's been overtook now by Linda from Redditch.
Hasn't
She
he?
seems to be the new face of.
But I mean, he was nowhere near the tram, was he? It was what's his name? What's his name? Your man from
But
Northfield.
I know. What's its name was there when Jeremy was there.
Yeah, no, but your guy from the Northfield OSC,
Oh, Delvesy.
Dalves was there.
Yeah,
So as soon as I seen Dalves there, I thought, where's Singh?
yeah.
Nowhere to be seen, and he hasn't been on any of the VT stuff recently. So I don't know what's happened to him. I mean, it could be what I've done with what they did with Gary Cook, really, like usher him quietly out the back door and you never see him again. Just seems weird, doesn't it?
Yeah. I just touching on Paul there. So we gets to the away games on the he organises all the all the
Remember, guys, this is being recorded, right? Yeah.
yeah he organises the travel and everything, but we got this coach yesterday, 85 fucking seater, one of them that you can go downstairs and upstairs.
All right.
Absolutely flipping like enormous fucking thing. And you think about some of the some of the stuff we used to travel to away games in, flipping
A van.
vans with the flipping doors that wouldn't flipping shut at the back and everything.
A Sharabang.
85 fucking seats, unbelievable.
How does Ben find it, Pete?
He loves it. So I'm making the most of my father and son time.
Yeah, it's lovely, mate.
Yeah.
Because he's not at the age where he's been able to sort of like go with his mates independently anyway, because it's all changed now. You know what I mean? Like that, because of his age, it's not like, you know, 15-year-old kids can all go and get tickets together.
How old is 15?
Pardon?
Is he
No,
15?
Ben's 17 now.
Oh,
But,
yeah, make the most of it, mate.
Well, I was just sorry, Peter, to cut in there. Oh, just it's being recorded. Can I just say to the general public, I do apologise for using the word wanker when I called myself that early on. So I'm not one of them, but I'm sorry for using the word. Peter, one thing, I've seen your photo with James put on the other day. I don't know whether you ever knew him, Angus. Steve Dimos, Bernard, the picture of Bernard.
But Big Bernard, I've been on flipping holiday with him, mate.
And Tom Foley, he mentioned him. I was talking to James. We were at a funeral on Thursday. We were talking about Bernard. Was it Bernard who had all the pens in his pocket?
He had Bernard. He had a lot of things. He had a lot of things in his pockets, Bernard.
Pete, when you say you went on holiday with him, what was it? Just the two of you? You were just sharing a room in Spain.
Went to. He was on tours with us to Sweden. There was 6 of us went to bloody Cyprus the one year, and God knows how, but he was one of the 6 that got dragged along. Oh man, he's an unbelievable bloke, an absolute legend down the blue.
Which is a shame. He looks pretty similar, doesn't he? Still.
But well, I was going to say he was old before his time, Bernard was, but he was one of them that. He was the last person in the world you'd want to bump into at somewhere like, say, West Ham away, and you'd be undercover and all quiet. You know, oi, blues fan, and start shouting. Of course, he'd get left alone because of the size and how he was, sort of thing. But of course, it's too late then. He's pointed you like out. So anyone who was going to have a pop at Bernard had been come chasing after you. But oh, he was a right character. Oh, it's great, Clive, that you know Jamie. Like I say, I used to play football with Jamie for flipping years. I've known him since I was more like Bob, his brother who passed away. Bob's actual ashes are in the foundations of the Blues ground when it was getting rebuilt. An unbelievable blues family, the Teagles.
Yeah, I did have what James introduced me to Mr. Wonders, and I did have one game with him, and that was it. But I used to play for the North Star and the Happy Super.
Because Jamie used to drink in the North Star, didn't he?
Oh, yes, well, I knew him from the North Star, yeah. And Tom Fowler, another character.
Oh, but Tommy, bless him, like he used to do all the organising of all the coaches that we used to go from the Gunners and of course what become the St Andrews Tavern. Used to run sports quizzes and absolutely super intelligent bloke, but a lovely bloke. Apparently, he was a top footballer as a young kid, but then he got struck down with an illness. But he's one of them that would always have a smile on his face. Tom,
he with my brother, because Wayne family being a ball boy or being a wanker, whatever you want to call it. my older brother was a ball boy. With Tom Foley was a ball boy for a long time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Bless him. And now Tom and Bernard are in the same care home in
Yeah.
Edgbaston.
It's mad days, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mm.
I wonder
it's
if people have been to see him.
oh yeah. Well, that's how uh, Jamie Teagle found Bernard. Well, he'd gone to see Tommy. I mean, he's unmistakable, Bernard, isn't he? And he's sort of like Bernard, because a lot of us with Bernard, he went off the scene and he started following Stourbridge Town everywhere.
Yeah, you said
Um,
that. That was an odd thing to do, wasn't it?
Bernard was an odd sort of person. Uh, but uh, but we'd lost touch with him, and we'd even been in touch with Stourbridge. Has anybody seen Bernard? Do you know what's happened? No, and we just assumed because of he weren't getting any younger, and he'd had health issues from about the 70s that he was no longer there, no longer with us. And then when you see James had took a picture of Bernard in the care home there.
How
You
old
know,
is he, Pete?
I tell you what, he's got to be
In his 80s.
well in towards his 80s now. Bernard got to be.
He fucking looks all right, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd settle to look like that, mate. And just think what sort of drink you could put in that feed from up to your nose.
Well, I bet he's tried it.
Yeah. Mind you, the way our stewards are now, they'd probably would want to check, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. It was nice to see, I mean, I think all Blues fans knew Bernard, didn't they, really?
Oh,
He was just like a person that everyone knew.
yeah, he was that I mean,
Like the scarf lady kind of figure, wasn't he?
Yeah.
he very much like that. He suffered with epilepsy as well. He used to his mum had a stall on in the rag market, and Bernard used to come and stand on guard to make sure no one was pinching anything. But it was completely the opposite with Bernard. He'd be practically giving the stuff away just to get talking to people.
Yeah.
Now, one of life's characters, Bernard, bless him, and it's great that he's still with us.
Mhm.
I think that's like I did a little thing. Only it was about an hour podcast yesterday or the day yesterday, I think. Uh, Corrugated iron versus brick, and it was just talking about like the blues ground, old ground, or the current ground, and the new one, and the differences. And we've had the conversation loads of times, you and I, Pete, about walking up the steps and being in crowds of 54,000 at St Andrews, and being in crowd surges that a lot of the new supporters will never ever experience that. It's something they won't know. They won't even know a ground that's had terracing on it, really. And this new one will have its own. It has to build its own reputation for things, doesn't it? I mean,
Mhm.
but I've always been quite proud of the fact that the roof blew off at St Andrews and some corrugated iron nearly killed someone blowing down the Commentary Road. And all the Villa fans were, blowing away St Andrews, the roof blew off it, and I'm thinking, fucking brilliant, like because it's so us, in it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But it won't be with the new one. It'll be totally different, obviously, And I mean, does it sit well with us to sort of be like, lording it over everyone?
Mhm.
but I mean, if blues was playing in your back garden or blues was playing in a £3 billion pound stadium, in a way it wouldn't matter to me because it's still blues.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
they used to train at the back of the Hen and Chickens, didn't they?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, Steve Chant used to have the Hen and Chickens. I don't know if you know Chant. He was a big market lad, like you used to call everybody Nuss, all right, Nuss, how you doing? And then go down and see Chantier go, fucking Blues the other day, again, fucking ball come over the back. So, of the head of chickens. He come out like, I'm going to put a fucking knife in this ball if it comes over here again, We got the players, can we have the ball back, please? They probably only had about 3 or 4 balls at the time, didn't they?
Yeah. There's another thing I got to mention though, Steve. Is that's sort of like there's just hats up to the project and the community and Emma and Bex for what they arranged
I
on
was going to
Friday.
ask you about that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Clive knew what had gone on, mate, or Angus knew. Do you want to tell them what happened, Steve, and then I'll tell you how it
Yeah, well,
went.
we set up a Christmas dinner basically for pensioners and veterans. So Emma and Beck sort of arranged it all. Where was it, Pete?
He was at the Toby Carvery in Quinton.
Yeah, so the tar. What pub was that?
The Toby.
Not the Hollybush.
Oh God, what did it used to be? I don't know.
Is it
I
on the
don't.
fork of the road, like
Yeah,
Hagley
yeah,
Road on the right?
yeah. That's it. It's just off the Hagley. Yeah.
Hollybush, I think. But so they arranged this thing for yesterday, and then some of the project people went, like Pete went representing the project, and so did Em, and so did Beck. So you're going to tell us about it, Pete, because I'm interested to know myself.
Yeah, well, he was on the Friday. Now, like I was at work, so I had to pop out, so I couldn't stop for the full duration and whatever. But we got there, and there's just some absolutely wonderful, wonderful people that were there. I'm crap with names anyway, but there was Hazel. There's a lovely lady called Hazel. There was
Yeah, Hazel with the red hair, isn't she?
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
there was
nice, eh?
The lad who collapsed on the 1875 bus on the way home, and his wife there, and there was a few others, but everyone was just so lovely, and it was a brilliant gesture from the project to do something like that. Hopefully, it's something that might grow and become an annual thing, or something that we could do more often. But it was nice almost to get to meet people as well.
Yeah, that's where social media, is good because it's the outreach, isn't it? You can reach out to people that you would never ever speak to or never ever come into contact with. So it's definitely good for that. And I think it's just if you can control, it's up to each person to control what bit of social media they're involved with. So you need to have a little bit of, you need to be a bit sensible and polite and not be rude to people and not scare people and bully people because people just don't realise a little remark, and it can absolutely do someone's head in.
But I mean, it's like I say, it's platforms like this, isn't it? I mean, I didn't know Clive until the Christmas before when he first come on when you had
Yeah.
held one of your Christmas things, and it's not until getting to know him, oh bloody hell, there's that wanker of a ball boy, but 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 finding out that he's mates with one of your mates, and that we're all into bread, us bloody Blues, aren't
Yeah.
we?
Because
Yeah,
do you know Steve Virgo, Clive?
no, not the name of them. The name of them.
Because he's one of your mob, isn't he, Pete?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we always call him like Little Norman because there's another bloke, of surprise, surprise, Big Norman,
Have
and
you,
and
Pete, have you come across James's mate? You see one of your mates, Bugner? Bugner.
Bugner, don't get me started on Bugner. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, small world, mate.
Yeah, I've seen time to time, like, games Seatsmere for the away games. I mean, that's where I watch most of the games when I go out, down in Seatsmere. It's a great atmosphere and everything and all that stuff. Although I'll be there Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, Bugner, bless him. He actually won worst player of the decade for Minstrel. And yeah, I tell you what, trust me, people go on about the Ballon d'Or and winning the World Cup. It's the hardest flipping trophy to ever win. Is Minstrel Wanderers worst player? The competition is absolutely fierce, but to be the worst one in over a 10-year period takes some doing. So fair play to Buckner.
Why did they call him that, Pete?
Well, because he had a face like Joe Bugner because he'd been punched that many times,
Yeah.
and yeah, but no, he was a great bloke. Really proper names, Dave, sort of thing. Proper character, proper Brummie. Yeah, just all around good bloke.
Yeah.
That's,
This is what football's all about. Football is really not the important factor, I don't think, nowadays. The important factor is the community.
it's an
It's like,
incidental thing, the football is.
Yeah.
It's an incidental thing.
yeah.
Next Sunday, this time next week, we'll have our children's Christmas party in full swing
Excellent.
at the what's it called? Diggerty's,
Biggest, yeah.
which is Burns's place in Digbeth. I mean, he's been brilliant, Burns. You know, I mean, he does an awful lot that people don't realise he does. You know, and he's given us a venue really as a base over Christmas. So we've got the there's 8 groups that have put together. You know, the project being it was like our Christmas party to start with, and then everyone else got involved, which was brilliant. And so Tony Routley and Cuddles from Zulus and Tony from Central Blues Travel and Big Singh from what's it called?
Blues Together, isn't it?
Blues Together. Yeah, Black Country Blues, the Trust. There's 8 of us all together. And so I think can't remember how many kids, 70 odd kids.
Oh,
And probably as many adults going next week. And it's so the bar's open, but everything, not the beer, right, before you get down there, Clive, right? Everything is free except for the beer, you know. So, like, the kids have got Santa there, there's going to be presents, and Tony's daughter's going down with her dance group to do a little bit of dancing, and there's some characters going, like I don't know, like the Grinch is going, I think, and someone else, you know. So it's going to be absolutely brilliant. And then the following Sunday, we got the one for children in care. So we're going to do it again the following Sunday, which is the 21st.
oh, excellent.
And then on Christmas Day, we've got the again at Diggerty's, we're doing a Christmas lunch for 50 homeless people.
Oh, well.
So I think that's going to be brilliant, you know. And it's like, and when you think about it, you know, and I'm not like blowing my own for the project here, but it's like how it derives, and that derives from football, doesn't it? Because the project wouldn't have existed, we wouldn't have all known each other, you know, and these kids wouldn't be going to have a Christmas party next Sunday, you know.
Excellent.
So it's a community thing, and like, as you know, we are a CIC, the project, and so, you know, it literally is a football based charity. Really, it's not a charity, it's a CIC, but they're very, very similar things, you know. We're in it to we don't make money, we're there to generate, you know, stuff that we're doing, you know, community things.
What was it? Oh, just before that, I used to be, when I was at the school, I'm retiring on the 31st of December. I'm calling today and doing things I want to do if I'm looking. But at the school, I used to play Santa Claus for Christmas. I used to have fun all the time doing it. And at one time, this child came in, and I went, right. And the child sat down. She was about 7, 8. I said, what do you want for Christmas? And she just looked at me up and down and said, Santa, you've got the same shoes on as Mr. Murphy. She said, I've got the same shoes on as Mr. Murphy. I was like, you're very clever guy.
Mr. Murphy, Angus, is Clive.
Sorry, yeah, Angus, yeah. The girl thought Santa was wearing the same today, was, yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask him. Are we doing this for a few minutes on Christmas Day again?
Yeah.
Oh, so we'll be doing Christmas Day, I'll be honest.
It's a different number than the one that we got today, but I'll be putting that out starting this week. So the Christmas Day one, I think it's 10 till.
Wherever.
It might be a bit earlier. I'm going to lunch on Christmas Day with my mate who's a Villa fan and his family. But I think that's about 1 o'clock. So I've got to be done by about 12 here, but so it's 11 there. So I might just come on at like 8 your time and just turn it on, and whoever wants to pop in can pop in,
Yeah.
We did it a few times before, Clive, didn't we? And you, Pete, you've been with us, I think.
Yeah. I was just going to mention one more thing. That obviously, like we had our COVID chat and whatever, and I there was so much that we could have said and everything, but it was just Clive saying about him coming into retirement. It's another thing that we could talk about, isn't it?
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
With the mental health side of how people cope with either upcoming retirement, how they've coped during retirement. You think about it, it's such a massive change, isn't it? A lot of people have worked since they were, 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And, all they've ever known is going to work. And then once that stops, it cuts off a lot of avenues not for everybody, but it does for some.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something we could definitely look at. We'll do that. We're going to do that. We already said that. So obviously, whoever wants to be involved in that can be involved in it. The other thing Pete and I are going to do is some chats about, like half-hour chats about individual footballers that we remember, and that'll be good, I think. But the thing about retirement, though, because I was thinking about this the other day, like Pete just said, my God, you work from when you're 15 till you're 65, blah, blah. Listen, kids used to work when they were 3 and 4 years of age. They really did, and it ain't that long ago. In terms of the big, like the whole scale of things. And there weren't no such thing as retirement. You just died.
Yeah. It's still going on now in certain parts of the world.
Yeah. So it makes it, I didn't want to I don't want to put a fucking downer on it, but it is a mate, Richard Lawton. Don't know who that is. Oh, I do. Of course I do. So it's obviously quite a big thing, isn't it? But it's we're privileged to have it, aren't we? It's like the blues going away. It's hard work, isn't it? But really, we're so lucky to have that. How you doing, Richard? You're all right, mate. You can talk if you want. Take your mute off. Can't hear you, mate. Can't hear you.
Going back to retirement thing, going back to retirement thing, I officially retired 2 years ago.
Okay, right? And you're still working?
But I'm working still because exactly what you said. You'll be bored, you'll be stuck indoors, you don't see nobody, and then eventually you'll die. So it's best to be out there doing something, keep your mind ticking over.
Yeah. Well, I retired like a year and a half ago, I think, something like that. And I still work. I go to work every day. I work in the fitness industry and in rehabilitation and stuff. And I can't imagine not working. But it makes, obviously, it's different for every single person, and we all look at it differently. I know people it does my head in, actually. It really does. They come into our place and you go, all right, morning, Aidan. And they go like, what day is it? I'm fucking what? What
Yeah.
day is it? You know, it's like, it does, especially when it's Friday, because I'm thinking, hang on, like, it's fucking Friday. What do you mean? What day is it? Richard, you all right, mate? You've got your mic muted, Richard. So we can't hear you, but it's all right. If you don't want to talk, mate, it's no problem. It's just nice to see you. You turn your mic on at the bottom left corner of the screen. You should have a little picture of a mic.
Steve, I'm going to have to shoot off now, mate.
Yeah, I think we all are, actually. I think Richard's just come on right at the tail end of it there. Pete, thanks for coming in, mate. It's been really, really good. Nice to see you. Love your company, as always.
Morning, Steve.
How you doing, Richard?
Yeah, I'm just working it out. I've just got to work.
All right. We're actually just winding it up.
I thought you might be.
Yeah, but it's
That's
nice.
fine.
It's nice you to drop in and say hello anyway. And you know,
Yeah.
obviously, any time in future, you know how to do it now.
It's the
Yeah.
first time I've written the password and the meeting number down. So,
Yeah, it's always the same on Sunday.
yeah.
So
How
that
many have you had in today?
well, it varies. You know, it's always like 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. But because
Right.
we record it, it then gets viewed by a lot of people afterwards. So the topics are always interesting, and it's
Yeah.
a nice way to pass a couple of hours anyway on a Sunday morning. You know.
So where can I find the recording?
It'll be in the group.
Okay.
I'll put it in the group, mate, and you can see it in there.
Right, yeah, Howdy.
All right. And Pete, I think, has gone. Angus,
Yeah.
nice to see you at last.
Yes, and you lot.
Clive, lovely to see you, mate. And how's your mouth, mate? Because it looked a little bit sore there.
Oh, I went to see my consultant on Wednesday, and he can't do it from inside, mate. That little mark there, if you can see, it's got a bit of metal coming through from the chain, as I
That's
said.
the chain, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to take me back to theatre, and he's got to operate from here. So he's going to cut from there to there, peel it back, replace the little chain from there to there, and then put a little skin graft over that. So he said around an hour and a half.
That ain't too bad, is it? After
I
what
said,
you've been
"I'll be
through.
all right." He said, "I'd sooner you be asleep while I do it." I said, "Okay then." I
Have
don't
a
know
few
why.
ciders before you go in.
I
Have a few ciders before you go in.
also
Clive,
Angus.
lovely to see you, mate. Angus, thank you. Richard, I'll see you soon, son.
See Angus, see Richard.
See you guys. See you later.
Soon.
Up the Blues, guys. See you
Yeah,
later.
what a kick in the taters yesterday.
Yeah, I know. It's
What
one of
the-
them, you
what-
know. But
What's going on with our away form? Why can't we play away?
well, listen. Have a listen to the start of this, right?
Yeah,
And
we'll
hear
do.
our views on it.
Okay.
All right, Rich.
Okay, mate.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
mate. I'll
weekend.
see you
What's best,
later.
buddy?
See you,
later,
Angus.
buddy.
Bye,
See you,
everyone.
Angus.
Bye.
See you later.